thought we'd do a little quick podcast around the great holiday movie debate. What is the best one? Is there one that we like over all others? And which is the most overrated holiday movie in our opinion? So why don't we start with this? Favorite holiday movie. Jalal, what is yours?
Why me first?
Where's your hat, by the way?
Took it off. I have to put it here. Oh, you guys still have your hats on here. I'll put it back on.
Come on.
We're still doing a holiday podcast, Jalal.
Yeah, come on.
True.
Get in the spirit. All right. What's your favorite holiday
The
movie?
holiday pulls out my hair thinning, though. Or sorry, not the holiday. The hat pulls out my hair thinning.
Oh, jeez.
My favorite one is obviously the best one, and I think the vast majority of people would agree with me, and that is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. With Jim
Overrated.
The
Definitely
cartoon
not.
one or
No, the Jim Carrey one, the
Jim
live
Carrey
action.
No, it's actually quite good.
It
It
is
is-
so
it
good,
is
especially
really
when
good.
Faith Hill starts singing. Like your heart just melts. You know, it melts.
Aw.
You know
Definitely
who
not
wrote that book?
Who?
No, I'm asking, do you know?
Dr. Seuss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought it was a trick question.
I know, me too. I'm like, is it a Dr. Seuss?
No,
That's what I thought.
No, it was a pretty down the middle
Jim Carrey
fastball.
did a fabulous job in that. My kids love that movie.
Oh, 100%.
It's done
Jim
really, really
Carrey
well.
can do physical
It's not my favorite,
comedy like no
though.
other.
It's not my favorite.
No, what's yours?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
So-
I love that one.
It's funny. I was watching National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation last night because there was nothing on TV and I just decided to watch it while I was doing some work. Chevy Chase makes me laugh.
I love
His
him.
Griswold,
He's
like
so funny.
he actually reminds me of a friend of mine. I won't say who, but it's like he's just an honest klutz who just
I know.
tries his best.
And
can-
every year I can
Yeah.
watch it over and over. I
the
never
Christmas
get sick of it.
bonus is one of the funniest ongoing line or concept streams in
Yeah.
holiday movie history.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
love
great.
I loved it. But what's yours?
So I like actually. There's a couple I like. One is I love Elf.
Oh, that's the
it
one
is
I
a good-
don't like the most.
I love Elf. I love that scene where. So first off, Will Ferrell makes me laugh.
he makes me laugh, but I
He
don't
makes me
like
laugh
Elf.
too, but I don't like him in Elf that much.
Well, I do, and here's why. Because there's a scene. So there's a scene in Elf where he's basically acting as an elf. Like he gets a
Yep.
job at Macy's as an elf, but he's a real elf, and he starts bugging this other elf. About being an elf. Like, are you from the North Pole? And the elf kind of goes like, "What are you talking about?" But then he finds out that Santa's coming. And Santa! He's so excited to see Santa because he thinks it's the real Santa, and just how upset he is when he realizes you're not Santa. It's really funny. I think that's a heartwarming movie.
That's the best of all time?
No,
Okay, well then what's the best of all time?
I'll save it for later.
Oh, so that's your favorite, but you're not. Okay.
It's not my favorite.
What do you mean? You're saving it for later? Right now is later. This is when we're talking about
Okay,
it. No?
so my favorite Christmas movie of all time is a movie called The Ref. Came out 20 years ago with Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey, Bernadette Peters.
So rough.
And it is phenomenally funny. It has a heartwarming story, and and the comedy of Dennis Leary in this movie, and everyone's so good in it. It's basically Dennis Leary plays a cat burglar, and he's basically robbing houses in a let's say a New England town on Christmas Eve, and he actually gets caught. It's a funny scene how he gets caught and he has to run from the police. So he ends up kidnapping a couple that's about to go through a divorce. And that's played by Kevin Spacey and Bernadette Peters. And they are fantastic as a squabbling couple. And Dennis Miller has to basically, and if I back it up a step, the squabbling couple are in therapy with this, psychotherapist, and they're getting nowhere. And so the concept is Dennis Leary playing the cat burglar acts as the ref between those two while trying to escape the police that are after him on Christmas Eve. It is furiously funny. Has a
never heard of
heartwarming
Never heard of it.
story.
I'm looking at it right
I
now.
know. Rotten
it is
Tomatoes
great.
doesn't love it. It only gives it a 73%.
Well, screw Rotten Tomatoes. What do they know?
Hold on.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, but I think 73% for a comedy
Is good?
pretty good. Yeah. It's
And
like
Dennis,
horror.
Dennis Leary is phenomenal in it.
Yeah, it
He
came
is
out in
just great.
1994,
94.
Sean.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Jalal,
maybe
were you born then?
Yes, I was 4 years old. Yes, I was born.
it's just a great movie.
That's
love
cool.
it.
I'm going to
Alright.
have to check it out.
Never even heard of it.
It is, and it's
I was
funny.
expecting you, Sean, to say something like Die Hard. You know what I mean? Like
I like
something
Die Hard.
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
I like Die Hard.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, one of the. I think it was the second one. The setting was around Christmas.
So just
Okay,
because
it's not a
this
Christmas
no,
movie.
setting
no,
is
no. The
around
first one's
Christmas.
around Christmas too.
It's the first
yeah.
one then.
And the
Yeah.
second one's around Christmas, but it's at an airport.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it
Okay. So
really a
that's the one I
Christmas
remember
movie?
the most. Yeah. It is. Yeah,
My
you'd say
husband
it-
says it's a Christmas movie
it is a
too. I don't know
Christmas
if I
movie.
really believe it's a
It
Christmas.
is a Christmas.
It is a Christmas movie.
movie. Okay.
It ends like in a very Christmassy kind of way.
Yeah.
A lot happens in between then, but yeah, from the start to the finish. But
Yeah.
it ends. Okay, most overrated Christmas movie.
Ooh.
Most overrated Christmas movie? All right. Amy, you first.
I hate to say this because like people will probably get upset.
You
It's a
better not say The
Wonderful
Grinch.
Life. I don't really like It's a
Oh,
Wonderful
yeah.
Oh, I
Life.
agree with you.
I
That's my
really
most
like it.
overrated
I
Christmas
agree
movie.
with you.
Most
Just-
overrated.
I don't know. It
Well,
just-
okay, here's why. Okay. No, there's a reason why. Because George Bailey is so off-putting to me.
Yeah.
Like, he is just whiny and
He's not your cup of
complaining,
tea.
and he's
Yeah,
got
it's just
first
that I
world
don't like
problems
that.
everywhere, and all of a sudden he's going to jump off a bridge, and an angel comes and saves him, and now he realizes what the world would be like without him, and like, really?
I think we're all in agreement. It was a terrible movie.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
terrible. It's just
Terrible
I just
overrated.
don't like it.
Well, I'm really obsessed with Jimmy Stewart. You know, I'm going to jump off a bridge and show everybody.
Yeah.
And then he jumps in and he's rescued. And then he doesn't. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't love it.
That could be better.
Yeah.
Hollywood could do.
As a kid,
could
I
have done
remember the
better.
Grinch, but the cartoon one, or Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember those ones, like the classic. you know,
Yeah.
the Frosty, the Snowman ones.
The other
like
one,
they're
the other one, I kind of bothered me is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer guy. Like, no,
Here comes Sean Zinner Grinch. Tell us how
What do you
really
mean the
feel
Rudolph
about
the Red?
Rudolph.
Hold on, what do you mean?
What's
What do you
wrong
mean?
with
Oh, no, he had
Rudolph?
preferential treatment the whole way through because he had a shiny nose. All the other
Yeah.
reindeer had to like succumb to his leadership because Santa
Yeah.
chose the prodigal red-nosed reindeer.
But
But the song says then when foggy Christmas
Foggy,
night. If
it's
it wasn't
the
for his
fog.
light, they wouldn't have gone through the fog.
they would have figured it out.
No, they wouldn't have. You need light, and that's why Rudolph
Oh.
came to the rescue, and that's why
Bollocks. They can
competency.
get up above the
Competence, Sean.
fog, and then they can use the stars to guide them. They did it all sorts of things. Like that's
What
the
stars?
first time they.
It's foggy. You can't
You're
even
telling
see
me
the stars.
you're telling me Santa never had to endure fog before?
No,
on a
before
Christmas Eve?
Rudolph. No, he didn't. He never
Like it was
did.
the first time. He's
was
been
the
doing it
first
for
time.
centuries,
Yes.
and that's the first time he
That was
saw
the first
fog.
time. Yes, and then Rudolph came. Yes,
Not
that's
buying
it.
it.
That's what the song goes. What do you mean?
Not buying
That's exactly
it.
what.
That's
That's
how it
exactly what
is.
it is.
And the other one is like Frosty the Snowman, and how
I like
everyone's
that
all
one.
well,
It's
yeah.
cute.
Oh come on,
It's
that's
like
like
that.
watching the Titanic. You
Oh,
knew he's
you're
gonna
so
melt.
negative. You are George Bailey right now. What? Come on.
Why are you
Like,
hating on
there are
Frosty
certain
the
movies
Snowman,
where
man?
you
Why are
know the
hating on
ending,
Frosty
right?
the
Like anyone who
Snowman?
walked into the Titanic. Remember Titanic
Yeah.
came out several
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Oh, what a great movie!" Like everyone knew the ending.
Well, yeah.
Same with Frosty the Snowman. You know he's
so
gonna
here's
melt.
one thing. Here's one thing. I think there are two movies that have been made in the last 50 years that you knew the ending, yet it was an absolute pleasure to still watch them.
Okay, give him.
Titanic and Blood Diamond. In my opinion, both movies.
It's two movies I never thought would be connected in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, they're not connected. But the fact that you kind of knew what was happening, right? You anticipated what's going to happen. But in my opinion, it was just so good to still watch it.
Okay. Titanic's grounded in historical relevance.
Yeah.
Blood Diamond is just a fictional story based on some true events, like loosely based
Right.
on true events.
Yeah.
How is that totally predictable? The ending when you
You
like,
knew
know.
because Leonardo dies in almost every movie. That's why.
No, but that's
And it
not the
feels
same
So
as like a-
good.
it's like-
It felt so good for him to
Has
sacrifice
Leonardo
his
ever
life
done a
for
Christmas
David
movie?
Solomon.
That's not the same as like it's in the history books as a ship sinking
Well, even
on a certain
Titanic.
date.
Hold on, but even Titanic, like the
reminds
whole,
me of
the only thing
Christmas
that
dinner
hold on,
with
the only thing
family.
that was real about Titanic was Titanic. The whole story is fictitious too. Like it's fiction. Rose Dawson and what's
Yeah,
her-
that means that
Rose Dawson and Jack
all the
Dawson didn't
story
really
prior to
exist.
the ship sinking is just filler.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
Blood
then the ship
Diamond, it's
sinks.
just maybe it's not based on actual individuals, but you know the events that take place, you know, like the whole economy around blood diamonds in Africa is real, right? It just felt so good to see it through. Where Leonardo has to die in like every movie, but
He doesn't die in every movie.
pretty much did. For a long time, pretty much
How did he die in The Wolf of Wall
Departed-
Street? Where did he
Be a
die in The
holiday
Wolf of Wall
debate, not a
Okay, fine.
Leonardo
Where did he
debate.
die in The Wolf of Wall Street?
Okay, but Blood Diamond came out way before Wolf of Wall Street. So I'm talking about before Blood Diamond. He died in Blood Diamond. He died in what's that movie? The Departed. Remember The Departed?
He didn't die in The Quick and the Dead.
Okay, he didn't die in The Quick and the Dead. He died in Titanic.
Okay,
he
you
died
know
in every
what?
good movie.
We will research this.
fine.
We will document it, and then we will come back. And
All
we
I'm
will
saying is that It's a Wonderful Life is overrated.
That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
And the ref and the
Full
ref is a
circle.
great movie.
I didn't even know The Ref. It's so great. I didn't even know about it.
I
Amy, did you hear about
I have
it?
never heard of the
Amy's
Ref
born in the
before.
80s and she didn't even hear about it.
Excuse me.
She wasn't born in the 80s, late 70s, Jalal. What?
No. Okay.
No? I've never asked your birthday.
I'm a 90s individual, guys.
This is a topic not to have over the holidays with family because the way it turns out is like a bad nightmare Christmas dinner.
All right. Well, that's our favorite. That's my favorite.
My
movies
favorite.
And most
Christmas Vacation.
Whatever movie you find yourself watching this holiday season, we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you enjoy spending time with your friends and family, and happy holidays to everybody, and a happy new year.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Take care.